Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to be doing a porch refresh for summer. I've really been wanting to just do a reset on it, get it cleaned off, refresh everything. I've also been wanting to do some flower beds on either side of my steps. I had been keeping my flowers in pots, but I think they just thrive better in the ground. I have let all the ones that were in pots in the spring, I let all of those go. Life just got away from me and they didn't get much attention, unfortunately. So I went today and I picked out some fresh new flowers to get planted along with a beautiful hydrangea bush. But today's video goes a little deeper than just doing a refresh. It's a season of loss for me and I haven't been able to talk about it much, but we did just lose my fur baby Pom Pom to her congestive heart failure. She was my little Pomeranian, my shadow in most all of my videos. She was always right under me all the time. But I had her for 15 and a half years. She was my first child, if you will. I got her back when Corey and I first got married, before Kai was even born. I had got her the year prior to getting pregnant with him. But she was my little furry friend while Corey was at work when we lived in Hawaii. Being on that island, I really didn't know anyone. So she was my little companion. And she has been with me through everything, every baby, bringing all of them home, every move, the good and the bad memories. She has been with me. She was that dog for me, and losing her was extremely hard. So my heart was hurting, and outside is where I like to be when I'm hurting. It feels healing for me to be outside in nature. It's what soothes my soul. I'm still grieving Corey pretty heavily, so this was like rubbing salt into an open wound, to say the least. But I also know that with every fiber of my being, Corey greeted her as soon as she left my presence. He knew how much she meant to me, and I feel like she's with him now. But I've had so many cardinals in my yard, and they say that a loved one that has passed is near when you see a cardinal. So I find a lot of comfort and seeing them around my yard. But we found out she had congestive heart failure a few months ago, and the vet had put her on medication to help, but ultimately it was her time. She passed very peacefully with me and the kids around her. We talked to her, we rubbed her head, and just sat with her until she went. Ellie and Charlie, my other two dogs, they even sat right there with us. It was a really sweet moment. But with that being the second goodbye now within the past 2 months, it has just been a really tough week. As y'all know, we just lost the boy's dad, and I'm still in the thick of that. People may say, oh, it's just a dog, but no. Pom Pom was so much more than just a dog for me. So much so that I couldn't even bury her in the ground. I had to order her a casket before I could even bury her. But Kai, bless his heart, he helped me get her buried. We had to dig a pretty big hole because of the casket. But those pink hydrangeas that you saw me get, that will be going near her grave. I kind of wanted something to kind of mark where she was. So that's why I got those. But let me tell you, if you are going through things and if you're angry, upset, sad, get you a little shovel like I've got here and start tearing up some grass. It really did something for me to just get out there and start tearing up and ripping up all this grass.
I closed a chapter to chase what I'm after, and you always knew that I'd leave. And I've still got big plans. I don't think I'd change that. But last night when I was fast asleep, well, I had a dream that I stayed in Milwaukee and we'd do crosswords with coffee every Sunday before noon. And sometimes I wonder if you'd ever call me back. Well, I could have been happy doing taxes and laundry with you. there is.
So I'm going to be doing some mulch beds on either side of my step. That's why I ripped up all of the grass. That way I could plant my flowers and not have to worry about weeds and grass, which I'm sure I'll still have to go through and de-weed the garden every so often. But most of that grass is now gone, and hopefully it will stay gone with the mulch covering everything. And I did get quite a bit of marigolds, but some of those are going to be going out to my garden. I have heard, I think you guys told me this last year, plant marigolds near your garden. They can even work great as like a garden companion next to certain types of plants. They attract the right kind of insects and they repel the wrong ones, is what I've heard. So I'm going to try that this year and put some of them out near my garden. And I did go ahead and get those planted. I didn't do that on camera. I put some in the garden beds and then some I just left in the pots to kind of sit around my garden. So we'll see how that works out.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms, a place I call my home. I was looking to belong when I already found my home.
I have been feeling like I'm officially in my old lady era lately, and I'm calling it that because I'm craving exactly what we used to see grandma do. You'll have to tell me if you can relate, but anymore I just want to tend to my flowers, drink my coffee, watch the birds. I catch myself walking outside multiple times a day just to look at my flowers or my vegetable garden, and just sitting on the porch staring out into my yard. That is my jam. That is what gives me contentment. And as a kid, I used to think that all of that was so boring, but now I get it. I 100% understand. As I get older, that's just what I crave. I crave the quiet, the simple things, the simple routines. It's just funny how life brings us full circle, but you'll have to let me know in the comments if you can relate to feeling that way. I am lining my beds with the little dollar bricks. I got those from Lowe's. I figured that would be easier than trying to do the landscape stuff that you stick down in the dirt. And I'm just using red mulch. I had a hard time deciding between the red and the black, but the kids, they voted for red, so that's what we went with. And I also would like to, in the future, put some lattice up around the sides of my porch just to make it look a little bit nicer. But I have been going back and forth on that because Ellie does like to come out here and lay under the porch. That seems to be her favorite place to hang out. And so if I put lattice up, she won't be able to do that anymore. So I'm kind of going back and forth on that idea, but I do think that would look really nice. If y'all remember that little light up frog that I got from TJ Maxx back in the spring, he's been sitting on my porch and I've never been able to get him to light up. Me and the kids both, we tried everything, and I had got him when Corey was still here, and we would come out and sit on the porch almost every day. And I remember telling him that I couldn't get that frog to work. And it was just something that came up in conversation one day. Well, after he passed away, this is really odd, but the frog works now. Maybe there's nothing to it, but I like to choose to believe that there is. That little dirt pile right there that you see, that is where we ended up burying Pom Pom. It's right under the mimosa tree that's outside my bedroom window. I wanted to put her there, and also the hydrangea bush. At first I wanted to put that right on top of her grave, but after doing some research, that wouldn't have been the best idea for the hydrangeas. So I'm putting them kind of at the end of her grave, and I'll still know where she's at. But Kane and Ray had a lot of fun helping me dig this hole. But I absolutely love these pink hydrangeas. As soon as I saw them, it made me think of her. So I thought these were perfect. And I am hoping and praying that they bloom into a beautiful hydrangea bush that I can come out to every year and pick fresh hydrangeas off of. I think that would be so cool. Hydrangeas do need some shade from what I have read, so they are under the shade, but I didn't want to put them too far back up against the mimosa tree because of the roots of the mimosa tree. I didn't want it to drown out the hydrangea bush, so they're kind of away from the tree but still under the shade. So I feel like this is the perfect spot, and I'm just hoping that they do well. I've been watching them very, very closely, and if I see that they're not thriving here, then I may just do something different, move them to a different spot. It's now a couple days later. We had got so much rain. Our grass had got so tall because our grass guy couldn't come to cut the grass because of the rain, but he finally got out this morning and he got the grass cut, so the yard was freshly mowed. That's always my favorite. I am just skimming the pool really quick to get out all of the grass and all of the dead bugs that land in the pool. I'm gonna get all of those out really quick. Go ahead and add another chlorine tablet to our little floater, and I usually shock it about once a week. I usually do that on Fridays. I just refill the floater as needed, and it was time for that. But I had also went to Big Lots this morning, and they had these little floral crosses for I think it was like $13. And I thought it was so perfect for Pom Pom's grave, so I got that. And I wanted to show you guys really quick the hydrangeas, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on the porch refresh. I'm gonna be taking all of these flower pots off of my steps. I'm gonna dump them out into the bushes, and I just want to declutter the porch. Those Adirondack chairs I'm going to take around back, and we can sit in those when we use the burn barrel. Those will go in the backyard, and I don't think I have swept the porch since we got it, so I'll be sweeping it off today, getting it all fresh and clean. And I'm really excited because I also got some ferns off of Amazon. I was pricing ferns at Lowe's, and then I priced fake ones on Amazon, and it was actually about the same price to just get some fake ones on Amazon. That way I don't have to worry about keeping the ferns alive, because I am worried about the sun. We don't have any shade on this porch or at all on this side of the house, and so we get a pretty good bit of sun most of the day, and so I just feel like ferns are not going to do well on my porch, and I love ferns so much. And the ones that I got on Amazon, they actually look very, very real, so I was excited about that. I can't wait to show y'all those. That mat that you saw me just hang up on the banister, I'm actually going to be tossing that in the trash. I had planned to reuse it because it's actually a liner, and so I was going to reuse it, but when I went to lay it back down on the porch, I realized there was a bunch of those little pincher bugs living inside of it. They were crawling out of it like crazy, so I went ahead and just tossed that in the trash. But I did go ahead and replace my welcome mat as well, because Pom Pom was on Lasix, and she got to where when she would come outside to potty, she was not able to go up and down the steps. And so she would normally just use my welcome mat rug, and therefore it smells like dog urine. I've sprayed it off with a water hose. I can't get it clean, so I'm just gonna throw it away, and I got a fresh one to put down. But all of these flowers I'm dumping here into the bushes. If they come back, great. If not, that's okay too. I did hang on to my petunias because those were still okay. I did get those planted by my porch as well. I did that on a completely different day, but those are now in the ground as well, and I'm hoping that they will do well.
I see the crossroads coming up ahead. A choice I make, but haven't made yet. Why do pathways feel so threatening? What ifs are never ending?
So these are the ferns that I got. They are Boston ferns, and it's a 2-pack. I will leave these linked down below if y'all are interested. But the bottoms of them, it's like a pick that you set down into a pot, and so I did need to pour some potting soil into my little pots just so they would have something to sit down in. And I think that just added to the realisticness of them. I absolutely love these. And the best part is I don't have to worry about watering them, keeping them alive. I don't have to worry about the sun. Is summer and we've got the 4th of July coming up. I'm gonna stick these American flags down into each of them. I found these American flags at TJ Maxx. They've got like a little rustic vibe to them. I thought they were super cute, but I'm gonna go ahead and put down my fresh new welcome mat. I just got this one that says hello. I also found that at TJ Maxx. I always love to get my welcome mats and rugs and things like that from TJ Maxx because they usually have a pretty good variety and they have really good prices. But my cushions that I put on my rocking chairs back in the spring, they have faded on one side because of the sun. So I'm just gonna flip those over, and that way they look fresh and new, and I'll probably just get some new ones next year. I found these at Hobby Lobby back in the spring. They also had some pretty yellow ones. For some finishing touches, I thought these patriotic spin wheels would be really cute in my flower beds. Also found those at TJ Maxx. I got 2 of those, and I just wanted to straighten up my wreath here. It was sitting sideways on my door, but I also felt like my little flower beds needed some solar lights, and so I got a pack of those. I think there were 6 total, so I put 3 in each bed, and that way they light up at night. But that is pretty much going to be all for today's video. I will have some clips at the end of how everything came out. I have been eyeing some black stones on Amazon. I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos of recipes that are done on the black stone, and I also think having one would be really nice, especially during hurricane season when we lose power, because I can always just get some propane tanks and still be able to cook. So I have been thinking about adding a black stone to my porch. But yeah, it felt really good to be outside doing all of this. And I also have pretty flower beds to look at now when I come out and drink my coffee. But I really hope y'all enjoyed today's video and hanging out with me. I did want to let y'all know about Pom Pom because I know a lot of y'all know who she is. She followed me around 24/7. She was always right up under me. But we did lose her, and it's just been a really, really sad week. So like I said, it felt really good to be outside in nature. That's kind of what feels healing to me. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Remember to leave a butterfly down in the comments before you go, and I'll see you in the next one.